So the Houston Rockets just lost our first game in a while to the Milwaukee Bucks on the road on the second night of a back-to-back by 1 point, 100 to 101, in a game where it was kind of all over the place, but when it counted, guys came through and really made it a game. Now, it was a lot of different calls that could have went our ways. Some shots could have been made, but at the end of the day, to me, games like these games in Milwaukee are important because it really does give your guys experience that you want them to have, right? These are the stepping stone games that you need to feel for people to get that real experience. This is probably the closest thing we've had this season to a play-in playoff experience against a team in Milwaukee that has been having a terrible season on the road, back-to-back. Your legs are tired, and you just got to figure out a way to win. And guys really came in. Like, everybody chipped in a little bit. Collectively, we didn't get the job done. And there was a lot of reasons for that. A lot of it shouldn't have came down to that fourth quarter. And to me, it's really a game of experience, right? Now the guys can learn. Some of the things I saw from the game. Number one, I think that you guys seen my last video talking about the Rockets offense. They were initiating a lot out of the elbows with Şengün, and that really allowed the offensive rating to jump through the roof, because what that does is it's less reliant on the greatness of our guards, right? And really opens up to the actual game. Like if a guy cuts off of a split screen, and he's open, you get the ball to him, he's going to get a layup. If the defense goes with a cutter, you hit it to the guy on the 3-point line, he gets an open shot. And you just keep playing those games, and if all else fails, you can slip a screen if you're the guy in the post that Şengün is, or you can just take your isolation and just play off of that. In the first half of the Milwaukee game, they abandoned that. They did not. They probably ran that action like once, and if they did, it wasn't really convincing. I'm not sure if that was a schematic thing that Ime wanted them to do, or this was on the players, but whatever it was, we clearly see that when we are not running that style of offense, our offense is trash. Like we do not have a good enough point guard play or good enough guard play to really run high pick and roll and try to really beat good defenses, because all it does is it just devolves into heavy isolation. So you can have seen that they were able to kind of bog down the offense. I think that first half was really nasty offense. Everybody saw it. Guys weren't hitting shots. It was the same old standing around watching. In the second half, they came in and totally different story. And especially in that third quarter, you were able to see they went right back to that action, put Şengün on the elbow, and he was able to make some things happen. And the guys were making their shots. Jalen Green became aggressive. He was mostly towards the fourth quarter. He started attacking the basket. But overall, just a all-around, just a kind of a mixed bag game. But these are the games that you need to feel, you need to understand, you need to learn in order for you to be that level of team that you need to be. The intensity of the atmosphere against, once again, a team that is on the ropes in Milwaukee. But, there's a lot of stuff to go into the game. I would say one of my key takeaways, well, two things, right? Despite how poorly we shot for the game, we still had a chance to win. So that's a big positive there. You guys know our identity as a team is a defensive team. We're going to rebound. We're going to run in transition, and we're going to play hard defense. That will always put you in position to win games. If the offense ever decides to show up, it's over for the league. But until then, these are the baby steps. We we looked great against Chicago, and because that's a bad defense, and we stuck to our game plan. Once we got to Milwaukee and we saw the interior presence of Brook Lopez and Giannis Antetokounmpo in the paint, it really did deter our guys from cutting to the basket to try to get those layups and things like that. So we elected to just be a perimeter-oriented team that took a lot of shots, which is not our strong suit. So the physicality and the size of the Bucks really, really impacted our game plan. To me, the next step is not giving up so easily on your game plan. You cannot let teams dictate what you do. You have to buy into that identity. And I'm glad they went back to it in the second half, because to me, it's better for them to not do it early and do it late than try it early and then quit late. So they have to really buy into what they are. I think they're still figuring that out. That's going to take time, but the film doesn't lie. When you look at the tape, when you look at the plays that they ran, the run that got them to the success that they had, a lot of it was out of running actions out the elbows. And that's what it has to be. And that's what it has to be going forward, because if we're not going to have that on ball, just primary A1 alpha guard that's going to run the show, then you need to use everybody as a weapon. So to me, these are things that they're going to learn going forward. Another issue that I had from this game was the fact that we could not put any other center on the court besides Şengün. This was blaring to see Steven Adams, his run in the second quarter, or whenever he came in the first quarter into the second. That run probably lost the game for us with the bench. The bench was not good in this game. Tari and Amen, they could not help that bench lineup. They were better in the second half with the starters. When you put them out there with Adams and the rest of them dudes, it was bad. It was bad. That run really got us in a hole, like once the second unit came in, because our starters played the Bucks a little better. We played better. Our starters were better than their starters. If you look at the numbers, our starting five was better than their starting five. Where we got spanked was those bench lineups. When they brought in, they have a pretty good team. I'm not even sure why they're struggling so bad. Must be some locker room issues or stuff going on there. But I mean, you think about Bobby Portis coming off the bench and giving us buckets. Brook Lopez played damn near a full straight quarter and a half, and he destroyed Steven Adams. Like, because of all their bigs can space, when they go to their second and third bigs, they're still going to run 5 out. And if you're in a drop coverage and you're supposed to guard Brook Lopez or Bobby Portis, they're going to get Dame, and he's going to call you for a screen, and you're going to be in a drop. And even if your guard, or if it's a man Atari and they get over the screen, they're able to stop Dame, he just kicks it over to Lopez. He's wide open because there's the foot speed isn't there to get there. He burned a lot of players today, really, really killed us. So, and Londale, I don't know if he was hurt or Ime just was like, nah, I'm not even trying it. I told y'all, man, they were talking about the best center rotation in the league. That was Cap. That was Big Cap. We do not have the best center rotation in the league. We may have one of the weakest center rotations in the league. We still need that body. So if we're not going to make any major moves, to me, at the deadline, go get a center, man. Go get a center. We need it for the run. I don't trust Jacques Landale or Steven Adams in the playoff series. I do not trust them boys. And so if they're going to do that, I mean, Şengün, yeah, he can play mid-30s, but to me, his efficiency really drops off and falls off the earth when he is playing high minutes, especially when he's exerting a lot of effort on defense. So to me, that's going to be problematic. The Rockets need to address that. Some interesting things pulled up. Okay, so our record right now, we are still 4th in the West, 10-5. Right behind the Los Angeles Lakers. So OKC, Golden State 2nd. LA is 3rd, and the Houston Rockets are 4th. In the West, we are 1 game ahead of Phoenix, 2 games ahead of Denver, and Memphis, Minnesota, so on and so forth. We got to keep winning. We have a favorable stretch coming up. There are some games that we may drop, but overall, I think I haven't seen any team that could outright just say that they can beat us in any particular game, because we've seen a variation of teams. When I'm looking at the Rockets schedule, you look at who we've played and how we have in the last 5 games, the Rockets have the number 1 net rating in the NBA. I think we're the number 2 defense. But the teams we've played so far, Charlotte, heavy pick and roll team. They beat us, but we should have won that game. So didn't really hurt us. 110 points in that game. Didn't really hurt us. Beat a Memphis team with a healthy John Morant. Heavy pick and roll team, athletic guard, just like Charlotte, a star at guard. Usually the teams that give us buckets handled that pretty good. 128-108. San Antonio, 106-109. Close game. We should have won, could have won, didn't, but we came back and handled business against them. That's a team with Chris Paul and Wemby. Won that game, held them to 101 points. So the next game was October 31st on Halloween. Our arch nemesis, the Dallas Mavericks, held them to 102. This is a team with Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. Held them boys to 102. The Golden State game got out of hand. Now, they spanked us, but we're knowing now that Golden State is a really, really good team. Scored 121 on them, 127 on their end. A high motion team. To me, that right now is the only Achilles heel of this team is the Warrior style of play. We played another heavy pick and roll team in New York. The Knicks held them to 97 points. Played the Spurs again, destroyed them, held them to 100 points, high pick and roll. Once again, OKC and not a pick and roll team. This is motion cutting. beat us 126 on us. Played the Pistons, pick and roll team, held them to 99. Wizards, I don't know what type of team they are, 92 points. Two games back to back with the Clippers, heavy pick and roll team, destroyed that action. They had nothing to go to, held them to 103 and 104, and then held the Bulls, who are one of those like what are you doing teams, to 107. The Bucks are a team that like to drive and kick, right? They like to get paint touches. We should have beat them. We should have beat them if this wasn't a back-to-back, if our legs were there a little bit better, if we executed, if Şengün actually caught that ball that Fred threw, we would have beat them, held them to 101. The reason I'm pointing out all these scores is that our team is good, and this defense is playoff good. This is really, really, really good stuff to see because a lot of the issues that we've had were against the Dame Lillards, the what's his name, the Ja Morants, the Lukas of the world. Those issues are not there anymore. We're forcing teams into late shot clock attempts. We're forcing them into second and third actions, and we're doing this by just playing solid team defense. In our starting five right now, I would say Jabari Smith is the weakest link. When you swap him out with Tari or Amen, there is no weak link. Şengün used to be a weak link. He is not. Teams don't even try to call him on screens anymore. They either hunt Jabari or they're going to get, like the Bucks did, they were trying to get the smaller players on the post-ups, which was effective because we had to double, and then out of those doubles is when they hit those threes. So to me, I mean, the real options there that you have to do is if you want to see the team really, really not have any weak links and be able to run the defense that we want to run, you got to close with Amen and Tari. Like, they have to be on the court. Now, yesterday, Tari Eason did not actually close out. To me, he should have closed. It was, I get it, because Dylan is out there. You got Şengün out there. You got Fred out there. You got Jalen out there, and Amen was out there. If Jalen was not providing offense like he was, I would have put Tari in his place. Now, the problem with the Jalen providing offense, Fred kind of went away from Jalen in the fourth quarter, even though Jalen was the one that was generating all the points. I thought our vets did not play good towards the stretch, down the stretch. Like, to me, you got to be a vet, man. The vets got to be the ones to kind of circle and rein back stuff. To me, they have a lot of CTE late in games. I do not trust Fred VanVleet with the ball late in games. I'm sorry. But so I'm saying all that to say, like, our defense is elite, man. And if you want to know what Ime really thinks about this, in the last 5 games, so far, leading fourth quarter minutes, Jalen Green, he's led the minutes in the fourth quarter, and his is based on how he's playing. He's only, in the last 5 games, he's only played in 3 fourth quarters. That means in 2 games, he's been benched the entire fourth quarter for Tari or Amen. So you can see Ime's thinking that. Amen Thompson is the second leading, 8.4 minutes in the fourth quarter, played all 5 games in the last 5. You have Alperen Şengün, played 4 out of the 5 games, 7. He's the third leading minutes. So all the complaints about Ime not playing him, he's playing. They just have to build towards it. Tari Eason is the 4th leading minutes. In the fourth quarter, he's played all 5 games, 7.5 minutes in those 5 games. And then you have Aaron Holiday has been getting low-key a lot of minutes, played 4 out of the 5 games and has played 7.1 minutes. He's actually playing more minutes than Fred VanVleet, who is 7th, and then Dylan Brooks comes in as the starters, only playing 5.1 minutes in the fourth quarter. And his issues, he's played 4 games. The one game he missed, I think he was in foul trouble or something. And Tari and Amen were cooking. The point is that you really have to be careful about the lineups that you put out there a lot, especially against the teams. It's really team dependent. Against the Bucks, I would have went bigger. I would have probably replaced either Fred or Jalen with Tari Eason. Because then that gives them one less option to be able to try to post up and switch on, and the help side shot blocking is there. But these are good problems because we have so many bodies. We can attack teams in different ways. These are just some things I'm noticing from our team. But overall, I mean, tough loss. I would say it's a good character building loss. It's not nothing to like, oh my God, we should do this. Keep chopping wood. Keep moving forward. Everything is fine. This is really a promising sign for the team. I'm proud of the team, man. I know guys miss shots late. I love that our young guys were able to close out games. I see what I'm seeing, right? That's not a friendly environment for them to go into Milwaukee, who's always packing out their arena. Shout out to them over a Toyota Center, who's always, even though their team is down, they're going to cheer them on. And Giannis is a star. And you can see why a lot of teams want him. You've seen the rumors about the Rockets wanting him. That's a different topic for another video. But he is a star player. Brook Lopez is a problem on the interior and on the perimeter. So that is a good team. I'm not sure what's going on with them. But overall, I think the Rockets are just a team that's on the come up. We are learning. We are moving forward. I'm excited to see the stretch coming up. This should not be a game any fan should hang their head on or complain too much. Yeah, we lost, bro. Oh, well. We lost. You know what I mean? Keep it moving. You don't win. This was supposed to be a scheduled loss. You don't go to Chicago and then Milwaukee and win the games. So overall, we did what we had to do, and we're just going to keep moving forward. We're going to keep moving forward and see what the stretch brings. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Keep rocking with the Chop Shop. I'm going to keep dropping that. Bye.
DJ Candlestick. It's the Chop Not Slap Show.